Brought to you by...
We enter the showers. Steam floods the cramped space, billowing from the stalls like smoke flooding in. There's no one else around. No one except young Julie James, her perfect body embraced only by a lucky towel. As she makes her way cautiously into the steam, a message becomes clear, wiped into the condensation on one of the glass shower stalls, reading, "I still know." She looks around in terror as the chime of David Egan's pendant rings out from behind the frosted glass. It isn't long before realization sets in for Julie, and the fisherman emerges through the pane, brandishing his hook. That is, until we realize that this perfect moment of climax has been explained away as nothing more than another nightmare in the years since that fateful 4th of July.
Julie.
Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF, where it's time to contemplate the ultimate quickie getaway, because the summer slashing continues as we see the return of Julie James, who hasn't been the same since last summer. Still harboring guilt over her role in the death of fisherman Ben Willis, her college grades have slipped, and her relationship with high school sweetheart Ray Bronson is on the rocks. After being turned down by Ray, Julie invites a classmate to join her when her best friend Carla wins an all-expenses-paid trip to the Bahamas. The moment they hit the picturesque island, their romantic getaway turns into a vacation of murder and mayhem that soon has Julie and friends running for their lives in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. While I'll always remain mildly salty that this film writes off the ending of the last, I will say that the opening to this installment does pair well with that climax, coming in screaming with a similar dream sequence that reintroduces us to both Julie James and the nightmare of Ben Willis that still haunts her. She carries the memory of what she had done and the repercussions that followed into her daily life, and has been left as a somewhat broken person as a result. Her trauma affects her day-to-day life, causing her to lose sleep, affecting her grades in school, and putting a strain on both her friendships and relationship with Ray. It's cool to see that they remain consistent with the character's overall development from the original. We get another starstruck lineup here, bringing back both Jennifer Love Hewitt as Julie James and Freddie Prinze as Ray, who are joined this time by Mekhi Phifer, Bill Cobbs, Matthew Sattel, Jeffrey Combs, John Hawkes, Brandy, and for some reason Jack Black. In my opinion, while I myself love Jack Black, he basically only plays a dumbed-down version of himself here, and has no real place within this movie, making for one of the most unconvincing death sequences in my memory. I also learned through rewatching these films that Freddie Prinze is incapable of playing dramatic scenes, handing in a performance that is overly wooden and feels like it was cut from the fabric of soap operas. Something that brings this film down today is its plot similarities to the live-action Scooby-Doo film from 2002, which also happened to feature Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Most of this comes from its setting and initial setup to the main characters being invited out to an island paradise, only to be sucked into a nightmare. I'll give it to this one that it does try to use this to circumvent the traditional horror setting by planting us and our characters in a place that is more often associated with sun and fun. It was a bold move, but it just didn't quite work the way I'm sure they hoped. The blend of contemporary music tracks and orchestral score carries over into this sequel, and at moments, the orchestrals swell into a rhythm that follows along with the 90s beats fluidly. The visual style is also maintained well from the first film, taking few attempts to differentiate itself in any real way. This is a film that featured a lot of flaws with its presentation that caused it to feel somewhat mediocre by comparison to the first, and I think this mostly comes from the fact that Kevin Williamson didn't return to pen this follow-up. Therefore, the film suffers substantially in writing and character development, making everyone feel partially one-note and underwritten. It tries hard to set up an extended backstory for the fisherman that takes his psychotic behavior beyond what we already knew from the previous outing, attempting to enrich the backstory, but doesn't quite land or feel important enough for us to care. The biggest flaw for me was that the entirety of the plot hinges on the predication that no one watching this film is gonna know what the capital of Brazil is before seeing it, essentially treating the audience as stupid right from the rip. Overall, I don't feel that this one comes anywhere close to living up to its predecessor. For me, this would probably fall under the umbrella of guilty pleasure, and that's only really because I enjoyed the first one so much that this one continues on with the surviving characters. I'm giving I Still Know What You Did Last Summer a solid D. If you want to see what happens with Julie and Ray following the events of the first film, by all means, give this one a go. Just keep in mind that it is not going to deliver the goods as well as the original. This episode of ETF is brought to you by NordVPN. With more than 10 years of experience, NordVPN is one of the world's largest VPN providers. Cybersecurity may seem very complex, but NordVPN makes it as easy as it gets. Cutting-edge technologies shield your internet activity from hackers and malware, protect you on public Wi-Fi networks, and even block annoying ads. NordVPN protects your IP address and makes sure that no one else can see which websites you visit and what files you download. And until the end of April, if you sign up using the links down in the description, you can get a whopping 70% off a 3-year plan. Real internet privacy is just a click away with NordVPN. But that's all for today, friends. If you are enjoying the content so far and want to help us keep bringing new types of videos for you to enjoy, please consider supporting ETF on Patreon, where every pledge goes right back into the channel to help us with upgrading equipment, maintaining our software, and checking out new flicks to discuss here. If you want to see more videos like these, feel free to let us know down below, or give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.